Jaykumarji, I think one can make the same statement about Karmakanda also, to say that Karmakanda is also rational, right? Just like Vedanta is rational, because it's a matter of Shraddha and it cannot be disproved.
Yeah. So we have to be careful what we say there. You can say that Karmakanda is rational because it is not irrational.
Right, correct. Yeah, like
Because,
Swamiji, Puja Swamiji used to say, right? It's not illogical, he'll say.
it's not illogical. Because the amount of punyam I get is commensurate with the amount of dharma I do. Amount of good deeds I do, commensurate to that only, proportional to that only I can get karma phala. It is not magically somebody says, God feels good about me and he will just carry me away to heaven. This kind of things we don't, at least in Vedanta, we don't talk about. And even Shastram doesn't talk about. Otherwise, I can go through a shortcut and then get cross the line. 100 people are waiting, I can just go to the front and then. That's the shortcut is not possible. Therefore, it is rational. Correct. You can say that. Rational.
Thank you. Yeah, and then second thing Puja Swamiji used to say is, when you look at other religions, there are many beliefs which are unbelievable. Like, for example, a formless God with a position in heaven, for example, which is illogical actually.
Perfect. So I had planned to talk about that. We will
Oh,
do
okay.
that next.
Thank
Maybe
you.
we can
Thank you.
just
Thank
briefly
you,
compare.
Yes.
That. Yeah, good. So Ramuji, go ahead.
Talking about illogical as Vaidyaji referred, Paramatmananji usually used to make a word. It is not illogical or logical, it is illogical. I find a new word. And in today's class, you refer to PowerPoint. It is really a PowerPoint class today. You have to prepare a tabular statement, whatever. Listen to the whole thing and you have to make a tabulated statement. To get everything in a glance.
Correct.
After reasoning, after you post it. The PowerPoint, really a powerful class.
Ramuji, it's been there in my mind to talk about difference or commonality between Vedas and science for a long time.
Okay.
Then when I saw this thing, it just struck me. I
Okay.
said, this is the opportunity to talk about it.
Okay.
And so, thank you for providing me that opportunity.
Okay. I'll try to make it and try to send you before you can check it and correct it and post it there.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Ramuji. Aniruddha.
Jaykumarji, very interesting, discourse. I'm just going to add a few things which, so the realm of, let's say, our applied sciences, all of these things, are true. You have to observe, you have to use pramanam, everything, right? I mean, that is all there. But when it comes to, and most of the Vedanta people that want to say Vedanta is scientific, usually bump against things like quantum particles and this and that, black holes, quantum particles, this and that. Now, over there in the scientific process, the postulates behind a black hole was there before anything could be observed. It was Einstein's mathematics. Then later on, all the quantum physics guys, they had theories that such particles should exist because of the energy distributions. I'm not an expert in that maths. I've read as a layperson, as an interested layperson, whatever. But the point was that before the observational or perceptual faculties were there, these things were well established. They were because Einstein was quote unquote God, they accepted that black holes have a possibility. Then came Stephen Hawking. He made more predictions about black holes. Now, after his death, 50, 100 years, whatever time back these predictions were made, they are connecting the dots, right? So it is not all observed. Not all of the scientific, quote unquote scientific, theoretical scientific at least, is not all within the means of perception. They are also in the means of mathematics. How did these things get talked about or postulated is because of mathematics. So, I mean, I think just much like we have, mantras and all, the mathematics is the unifying force behind all science. You said, is biology mathematics? Well, not the study of cells, but the study of propagation is mathematical. It follows a mathematical, depending on the strain or whatever. I think we've all heard that in the COVID times. So the point is that, if you were to make an equivalence, between, let's say, a scientific formula, the closest it will come to, a mantra, the closest it can come to is a mathematical formula. And I think that is the thread on which the so-called rational pursuit of science goes. It's a long rambling, but I think this is something that we need to take into account, because it's not all observed, right? All applied sciences, yes, of course, they are observed, but not all science, scientific processes are based on observation. They are beyond means, beyond our means at hand, right? So I just wanted to make that.
Good. So here's an idea. The idea is this, that Aniruddha introduced, is that observation and experiment, that was the basis of science, we said. But no, there are things, the finer and finer the science gets, and quantum, below quantum,
Yes.
nothing observed. Particles you may be able to observe, electron you may be able to observe, but if you further go down, you talk about waves and all that, quarks and all, no, quarks are not an observed entity, I don't think, right, Maniruddh?
So the quarks is a family. So parts of the family are observed, and they get observed for a few microseconds and they disappear.
They disappear.
So, yes, they disappear. Quarks is that family, right? I mean, it's a family of particles. Yeah. And can I just add one other thing, Jaykumarji? Sorry. This is a very interesting topic to my heart, so I will mention this. I followed, or don't follow, actually, let's say, listen to a few Neil deGrasse Tyson talks. He says that in any rational science, I mean, he puts his hand on his heart and says, there is a big man complex. Because a big man said so, nobody doubts it. Nobody can question it. Nobody can poke holes in it. Nobody can disprove it. Now, who those big men are depends on mathematics. There are certainly big men. Certain things that are supposed to be this, nobody can disprove, right? So I think even they bump against that particular limitation of intellect. Certain things just cannot be challenged because there's no means to challenge it. Same thing happened. So in the sense of some of the theoretical mathematical givens, postulates, they just have to be accepted as it is, because we don't have a. So for example, why is pi 3.14 whatever, blah blah blah? Yeah, you just have to accept it. Why is there a constant called E? Because it balances equation, and so on and so forth, right? You just can't challenge it. So that is their non-negotiable, just like we would have in, let's say, a Vedanta study.
So there are some non-negotiables.
Exactly. There are non-negotiables in any pursuit, theoretical, applied, whatever, and that is it. And I think these are facts which common, I guess, unless you give some thought to it, you will not come across such such sort of
it's non-negotiable, but it is provable. So pi is the ratio between the diameter and the radius, something like that. If we say
that is fine, we can say that. But why does pi come into picture to sort of make the equation complete? Why does it have to come into picture? Why does E have to come into picture? Why is the charge what it is, right? I mean, why does it come to picture? You can't go beyond it.
You can't go beyond, but it's provable, is what you're saying.
It is proved. Okay, then it gets proven by some experiments that people do, and then they say, yeah, this value seems to be going there, but we need a constant. Why do we need a constant?
Okay. That's fine. That's okay. But it's proved. If it is not proved, it can be disproved
That's
potentially.
correct. So
Disproved.
theory changes. Then the theoretical body of work changes. Correct.
Correct.
Very correct.
So anything that is not proved today stands the chance or risk of being disproved tomorrow.
That is correct. Happening to Einstein.
Why?
Happening to
Why?
Einstein also.
Even though a big man told this, how dare you disprove this man? Nobody can say. 10 years
Nobody
later,
can.
nobody will say.
Correct.
Because the big man was today. 10 years later, the guy didn't even know who the big man was, and
That
now
is
it is
correct.
disproved.
Very correct. Very correct.
Okay, it's possible.
Correct.
And so that karma kanda also does not come in that disprovable category because of the other so many factors we said.
Sure.
Not just today human beings are like this. Tomorrow's human beings better evolved, better minds, and then they will disprove karma kanda. That possibility itself we can confidently say does not arise.
Agreed.
Okay, it is something to think about. Yeah, something to think about.
Agreed. Thank you.
But yeah, so good point. Point is what? There are still things in science which are taken as truisms but not observed.
Yes.
Okay, not observed. But I'll ask you one thing. Big Bang is there. Nobody observed Big Bang. Okay, you can't do experiments on Big Bang by taking a telescope and observing Big Bang. But is it based on a series of equations? Are those equations based on a series of observations, known facts?
Well, okay. So how does
Or is it resting? Or is it resting on its own island based on nothing?
No. It is not. So Big Bang, right? In the 60s or 70s, when the radio telescope started improving, they observed what is called the CMB, cosmic microwave background. That background is still there. That is the thing which can never get cancelled out. It's a noise in our I don't know, environment or universe or whatever, which is there. There is a level, obviously imperceptible to us. You needed telescopes for that, and that was what started giving more food to the Big Bang concept. Now, what exactly is Big Bang? Some are saying that Big Bang is still going on because the universe is still expanding. There is no point that the universe is static. So the Big Bang, well, now some would say that the one Big Bang event took place and now we are it's like earthquake waves. It's kind of good. It's God knows, this is such a topic and there are so many thoughts and there are so many things, you don't know what to. So we just say, yeah, there was an event 14 billion years ago and that was called Big Bang and blah, blah, blah. But then, and the proof of that, or rather, what they stand that upon is the CMB, cosmic microwave background. That was what, and then there is a maths to sort of then say that the size of the universe, number of particles, so and so and so and so is 10 to the power of 32, whatever. So you can keep following. There's still somebody comes and says no, cosmic microwave background is only this phenomena. Something else is so God knows. Right, so it's not an answer I have. At least I don't have it. I haven't. And like I said, I'm just a lay follower.
So for now, at least, based on what we know, the fact that you brought up the point that not everything that science talks about is observable.
Observable,
Okay,
correct.
well noted. Point well taken.
Correct.
And but it is inferred at least. We should be able to.
Right. So Jagamari, two things happen. One is the math develops. It is very sad in our, sort of, I'm again going on a ramble here, that we as the birthplace of mathematics, we can clearly say that our maths did not progress, leaps and bounds. It stopped at a certain point. Reasons for that we don't have to get into now. But what happens in the scientific pursuit is that if the phenomena and the observations, there starts to be a divergence, they also relook into the maths. Maybe the maths is wrong. Maybe this transformation does not apply. You have to apply that transformation, and so on and so forth. So that is how they try to catch the practical with the supposedly theoretical.
Perfect. So what you said aligns with what we've been talking about.
Correct. It's been aligned. I'm just wanting to add some points. That's all.
The inference is made based on a series of calculations, complex calculations.
Correct.
And anywhere, any place, anything could be wrong. And now these days with the modern computers and all these things, any statement, any word written by a human being can be wrong at any time. And so, based on what we know, this explains the existence of a black hole so many years ago, you can say. And the calculations are constantly improved also.
Correct. So Einstein, disproved or rather put into question a lot of Newton's, postulate, right? They were God given till that point, till the 1912s or 1950, whenever, 20s, whatever it is, they were God given. For 150, 60, 70 years, they were God given. Now they are all, okay, a standard layperson still studies Newton's three laws and whatnot. But the moment you get past that, let's say 7th, 8th, 9th standard, you know that these laws are, they stand on something which is well taken for granted, right?
Correct. Classical physics is good to know, no doubt, in the beginning stages.
Yes.
It does apply in some of the phenomena that we see on a day-to-day.
All phenomena. Yes, exactly. All our Laukika phenomenon, this ball on the table, everything, they are all following Newton's laws, but we know that they are following Newton's laws as a coincidence. They are not the laws that govern this ball, right? So I think that's
all the engineering software is built on the assumption that classical physics is true.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Yes, absolutely correct. And one day the quantum computer will be a reality and all of those things will be out. Right?
And bridges are constructed based on the laws of physics only.
Correct.
Newton's laws of physics of stress and strain and good.
Yeah,
good discussion. So that point well taken. I will remember that. That is, I mean, I knew it, but still, you may not be able to observe certain things. That also is within the domain of science, but they are grasping it. How can you grasp something that you can't observe? Because there is a lot of calculation backing that conclusion up, and so that tarka, it comes under tarka and anumana. Maybe you take the perception out, and tarka and anumana are there. Is that correct? Tarka and anumana, correct? Yeah, good.
Yes, I agree. Yes, Kumari. I just that point. Thank you.
Good, got it. Yeah, Ramoji, please go ahead.
What I say is science is also superstitious and what you call it is a belief system only, because no one questions, as Anilji said, no one questions a so-called scientific person. Yesterday, somebody forwarded a video of Max Planck and all, and he said he proved Advaita and all. I told that it is also superstitious. He didn't scientifically prove that, because he had knowledge of Advaita through readings of all these things. He just quoted, and that you quote as scientific, like the Schrodinger statement. So they are also superstitious. They are also based on belief, because everyone stands on the shoulders of others.
Yeah.
So I told him that these statements by the so-called scientific people are also not scientific, because they had the lack of the new knowledge of Vedanta through the translations and transcriptions of Max Muller's and all. They got some idea of that, and that they reflect through all this, like the establishment of Nataraja in the CERN Institute and all these things. This is what I referred to yesterday.
So the takeaway for me is the people who wrote the Upanishads, I don't even know if I can say that, they were crystal clear.
That's sure.
They are not experts in mechanics and this and that, but they were astronomy, we were experts, math, we were experts, but they knew maths will not give you moksha, astronomy will not give you moksha, nutrition will not give you moksha, the so-called ordinary yoga will not give you moksha. It's useful, but it will not give you. They were crystal clear. And so They said Vedanta. This whole apraptasya praptihi versus praptasya praptihi, that nails the whole thing.
That's why the earlier interpretation of Veda by the English films, they had made a statement that is prattlings of early childhood.
Hmm.
And especially that our own historians of the left,
Yeah.
of the what you call leftist Habib and that other lady, they also make the same statements about Veda and Sanatana Dharma and all.
Yeah. Thank you, Ramuji. Thank you. Hariji, no comments? Hariji is there, I think. Maybe he's tuned out. But good. There he is. Yeah, go ahead and unmute yourself. Because generally two Swami Parthasarathi's talk. So when one person talks, I'm somewhat confused.
I have to digest it. I need to
Okay.
listen to it.
Okay. All right. All right. Good. Thank you. We'll stop with this. Oh, Lakshmi ji, yeah, go ahead.
Namaste, Guruji. I'm coming back to class after a month. And today was a wonderful class. It was, what do I say, whatever I missed this 1 month, I have really enjoyed today's class. And it reminded me of my school and college days where I used to always put these columns and write.
Oh,
Thank you so much. I just wanted to share with all of you, my daughter's wedding is fixed. So that is why this missing of the classes. So
congratulations for
thanks for giving me
Ravali.
permission.
Ravali's wedding coming up.
Yes,
And
yes, Guruji.
so Ravali returned from New York from her
Yeah,
first,
she returned from New York and she got this dhamaka of marriage being fixed, and we've been having sleepless nights from quite some. And then Golu.
Devaya धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामयविनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्रीमहाविष्णवे नमः.